The single best response to an active shooter is to prevent the active shooting in the first place before anybody is killed. To do that, we can recognize some of the warning signs and things that we should be looking for that we can then report and get people the help they need before something terrible happens. That's what we're going to talk a little bit about today on Coffee with Alain. I appreciate everybody that joins me live. Appreciate those that watch the replays or listen to the podcast, watch it on the website. Appreciate all of you. We're going to be positive today. That's the mug I have, because if we want to make it a magnificent Monday by being positive, I just wanted to share a little bit of safety today. Now, yesterday I sent out the Enjoy Life Safely newsletter, and the lead article was on recognizing active shooter warning signs. And in that, I provided a list of behavioral traits and personality traits and behaviors by Ron Burrese. Good little list, and it's sort of something newer that I discovered in an article, and he's continuously working on this and analyzing, active killers. So that list is in the newsletter. I'm not going to go over that list today. I'm going to talk about a little other things. But I'll tell you right now, if you didn't get the newsletter and you want that list, if you sign up this week before the next newsletter goes out and you ask me to send you yesterday's newsletter with that list and articles, I will forward it to you. So we can do that. So sign up at enjoylifesafely.com. You can get that list. Let's talk about a few other things, though, that we can be looking for. We always talk about being situationally aware, knowing what's going on around us. But what are we looking for when it comes to an active killer? Here are a couple simple things that should make you probably go to orange at the level of awareness, pay a little closer attention, maybe do some reporting, and get somebody stopped before something bad happens. So these are some red flags. And it's especially important if you have a grouping of red flags. One, okay, it might not mean something, but more than one group together, we better start paying a little closer attention. Before I give those red flags, I do want to say good morning to Jay and Vicky. Appreciate you guys showing up and saying hello. Red flags. One may be the clothing people are wearing, especially if they're wearing clothing to hide things in an inappropriate place or setting. It's summertime, it's hot out, and somebody's wearing a big, giant, heavy coat or trench coat, and maybe you even see bulging or printing underneath those pieces of clothing. So inappropriate clothing. Something else we can look for is behavior. Some of the behaviors we've noticed on some of these, and we get this from people that are collecting the data, like the FBI and so forth. Fidgeting, sweating unnecessarily. I mean, if it's a situation where a person wouldn't normally be sweating, why is this person sweating? Why are they fidgeting? The person won't make eye contact with you. They're avoiding eye contact. They might be pacing, walking nervously. They might go in and out of a location, maybe testing the security of that location, maybe going outside to get some kind of chemical courage before they go back in and do what they're planning. Maybe they're continuously looking at a watch or a cell phone. So those kind of activities, we all sort of know when somebody's something's wrong, something's bothering, they're upset about something. Maybe they're in a trance, that 1,000-yard stare, and everything else is just oblivious to them. Guy walks into the building and the receptionist is like, "Sir, may I help you? Sir, may I help you?" And they're just walking straight by, completely ignoring, oblivious, that 1,000-yard stare trance going forward. Something's not right there. Maybe they have inappropriate belongings with them. A backpack where you really wouldn't have a backpack. Maybe it's a kid's backpack but they don't have kids. Maybe they have something that looks like some kind of electronic device. Could be, a type of explosive or something where they really shouldn't have it. So inappropriate possessions or belongings, they're just out of place. And that's one of the keys. What is the baseline for the way people are dressed, the way people behave, and the possessions people have at the location you're at? I mean, obviously, the baseline at church on Sunday morning is different than the baseline at a football game. Right? People are going to be dressed differently, behaving differently. They're going to have different things with them. So, what is appropriate for the location, and what kind of behaviors are appropriate? What kind of dress is appropriate for that setting? And when things deviate from that baseline, that's when they should sort of stand out. And you start seeing some of these other red flags, then maybe something needs to be done to keep people safe. Reporting something and stopping it before it happens is what we all need to be aware of and focus attention on to prevent people from being killed. That's the bottom line. We want to have a culture of safety. We want to be able to enjoy life and everybody enjoy it safely. And stopping people from doing terrible things before they do it is one of the surest ways to save lives. Jay says, great points. I appreciate that, Jay. So that's what I want you to think about today. And when you're out and about being aware, bottom line, if something just doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, pay attention to that feeling. What is setting it off? And if appropriate, report that to authorities so they can maybe further investigate and maybe stop some of the killings before they start. Remember, if you want that newsletter that had additional things that could help you identify potential killers, sign up at enjoylifesafely.com. You'll be on the weekly list to get those emails with tips on staying safe, enjoying life, being exceptional. And if you sign up this week before the next one goes out and ask me, I'll forward you yesterday's so you can have that one too. Dixon says, stop the bad guy at all costs. That's what we need to do. And if we can stop the bad guy before bad things happen, that is the best. If bad things start to happen, we still have to stop them. But if we can do it before any lives are lost, that is the ideal. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a positive day, and I hope you make it a magnificent Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.